Listen to this one. The Obama team was warned in 2014 about Russian interference. All right, Judge, what's the significance of a warning 2 years before the election about Russia?
There's a number of issues here. The first is they did nothing about it. The second is the reason they did nothing about it is because at the time they learned that the Russians were planning to affect the outcome of the American election, or to attempt to affect the outcome, what were they doing? The reset, the so-called reset between the United States and Russia, in which Secretary Clinton famously gave Foreign Minister Lavrov a reset button. She pressed the button. She made him press it. The press laughed. They thought that this imagery was exactly what they wanted. The last thing they wanted was to disturb Mrs. Clinton's plans on the reset by saying to Putin, hey, Vlad, are you really going to try and steal the election in 2016? They did nothing.
But the criticism of the Trump team has always been that you allowed, maybe you even used the Russians to interfere in the election when the Democrats under President Obama knew about it before the election.
There's another story. This is more for our colleague Howie Kurtz. Is anybody else covering this?
No.
Did you see it on the front page of the New York Times?
No, I did not.
So it's the press using its ideological biases to whitewash history, recent history, and to gin up their animosity towards President Trump.
Well, does it mean if the Democrats knew about this 2 years before the election?
It's more than the Democrats. It's the President of the United States himself, as the chief law enforcement officer of the land, whose duty it is to secure the Constitution and enforce the laws, as the Constitution says, to take care that the laws are enforced. Not enforcing the laws when he learned about this.
That's dramatic.
Yes, it is dramatic.
And that really reverses the whole thrust of the Russia thing.
Can I take this to another step?
Please do.
Bob Mueller. Will he investigate this aspect of Russian interference?
Well, he's investigating everything else. Why
yes,
not
he
this?
is investigating everything else, but he might be interested in wanting to know, and his grand jury might be interested in wanting to learn, when the American government first learned of it and what the American government did of it. Stated differently, is there culpability on the part of the Democrats?
This is a very important story, and you're right to raise the issue that it's nowhere in the media.
Correct.
Nowhere.
Correct. I'm glad we're talking about it, Stuart. I hope other media entities pick it up because the American public needs to know about it.
Well said, Judge. You'll be back at 11. Thanks very much, sir.